Okay, Friday, the 13th of September, 2024. So, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Future Friday, plan and strategize. So, the law of the unenumerated. So, this is an interesting concept that I stumbled into, and just when I was piecing things together, there's an interesting law here, there's an interesting gap here, following the logic and plan and strategizing things. And I call it the law of the unenumerated, meaning there are things that we haven't articulated, haven't been able to point to yet, we haven't discovered yet, we haven't invented yet. These things these unknown unknowns in life that will always be there. These unknown unknowns will always persist, and those things change over time. Some would say in cognitive bias realms, this is the God of the gaps fallacy. Oh, what is this thing here? But as you understand more, you're able to articulate, this natural phenomena, it must be God. But as you understand science and whatever else more, and physics and weather, other things like that, you understand, it's actually this natural force and this and that and that and this. You're able to enumerate it, you're able to articulate it, you're able to point to, this phenomena is because of this. The changing of the seasons is because of the tilt in the axis. Very interesting. So there are countless things out there that we have yet to enumerate, yet to articulate, yet to point to and say that is because of this thing, this natural phenomena. There are laws of science out there, laws of physics, biology, chemistry, you name it, that will be discovered in the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years, next 200 years, that today we have no concept of whatsoever. We may understand that dark matter doesn't really exist, it's something else. We may understand more concepts about science and the physics and the universe, whatever else, the antimatter, what that was all about, or understanding these quantum waves or even quantum gravity. That'll be debunked in maybe 500 years or something like that, as science and more things that are enumerated and articulated, understood, is discovered. Powerful. So that means that as we live and breathe today, the here and now, there are concepts in business, in money, in finance, in life, in survival, in dating, relationships, and travel, and relationships, and language learning, education, you name it. Every field, anthropology, you name it, ludology, and beyond. There are concepts in those fields that have yet to be discovered, yet to be thought of, invented, discovered, anything, theorized, you name it. I was talking with a client about this interesting concept in marketing called customer-centric. And I said I discovered this roughly in 2014 as I was learning and studying about things. And the client said, yes, around that time it was really, really popular and really, really new. That means that in 2005, 1995, 1990, the concept, this theory of having a customer-centric business was not a thing. It might have implicitly been like that, or by chance or by coincidence in general, but as a structured formula and as a theory, as something you can point to and say that is customer-centric and that's not customer-centric, that may, I strongly suspect, not have existed. Certainly 100 years ago would not have existed. And yet here we are. This concept is a thing, and who knows which countless businesses out there are applying this enumerated concept in marketing that they invented, discovered, conceived, you name it. That's commonplace today in people's lives. So that means that there are things out there we have yet to understand, even today, that even other people take for granted. This knowledge, this fact, this fact about life, in any realm, in any way, in any realm, in logic, for example, or diet. In diet, a good example, diet. There are facts out there that, say, nutritionists, they know and take for granted with regards to a diet. But you and I may not discover that said fact for another 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you name it. There are things that I know that people out there in their entire lives will never learn. And there are things out there that people, anyone, you pick a random person, that they will know right now, they take for granted, that I may never discover in my lifetime. So it's both subjective, relatively speaking, things that they know that I don't, but also mankind, that we as a collective as a civilization have not enumerated, have not discovered, have not invented. You mention the word, say, iPhone, smartphone, Facebook, YouTube to someone in 1900 or in 1924, it mean nothing to them. It mean nothing, completely nothing. You mention the word Bitcoin to someone in 1999, 2005, it means nothing to them, completely nothing. But yet here we are today, the world has changed. So there's an interesting video I did weeks ago, or months ago, I can't remember, called The Cost of Discovery, meaning we have to go out there, you never know what you're going to learn. You never know what unknowns, these facts, these knowledge things, these things worth knowing are waiting out there for you to discover them, or learn them, or how to conceive them. You're in the right place at the right time to come across this one key word that you use to change your business. Or you were in the right place at the right time, just thinking and pondering, you had some free time, and you came to an idea, you wrote it down, and then a few days later, weeks later, you're applying it, and your life, a year from now, has changed. That's powerful. This means that there are facts and knowledge and things out there that we need to learn. And the more of those we learn, the better. Of course, we make fewer mistakes. I can explicitly remember easily 10 years ago in 2014, maybe 13 or maybe 15, around that time, saying to my mentor that there are things in the future, today, that I will learn, that I know now, that I wish I had known back then. And that's my past version of me saying there are things I wish I knew, things I now know that I wish I had known back then. Powerful, powerful stuff. Why? Learn more things, learn more about the world. I've been going on a very interesting deep dive in the rabbit hole on ChatGPT about religion and you could say sociology and the origins of religion. Powerful stuff. And I think had I had some of these ideas 200, 300, 400 years ago, it would have been, burn at the stake, heretical kind of ideas. So fascinating stuff. And I have some loads of other chats to go through here about time and cosmology and what's this? The application of the first law of dynamics and key components of the first law and whatever else. So all sorts of fascinating concepts. Anthropic principle, Hubble's law, cosmological principle, deep stuff. Learning more about the world, the first principles of the world, so I can go out into the world, make fewer mistakes, because I know laws of how things work, and I can enumerate more stuff. The more stuff I enumerate, exponentially speaking, the more stuff I can enumerate, meaning the more stuff I can understand. I can have a better understanding of the world, how it works, what to do, what not to do, and when and how and why. And I can make fewer mistakes as well, because I know how things work. If you just cross the road blindly, not looking left or right, you constantly do that day in, day out, you will eventually get hit by a car. But if you know, as a first principle, when you stand on that curb, look left, look right, no cars, cross. That principle there reduces the chances of making mistakes. You're better aligned to the reality around you, meaning again, you make fewer mistakes. Powerful stuff. Powerful, powerful stuff. And the more of those things you can enumerate, for example, crossing the road, I got hit by a car. Well, what's that all about? Cars drive on the road. I didn't know that. Again, subjective, relative knowledge. I didn't know that. You knew, I didn't. But also mankind, these things, these scientific discoveries that are yet to be understood 100 years from now, yet to be mastered. And the science we know today, law of relativity, for example, could be debunked 500 years from now, 1,000 years from now, for example, or antimatter or dark matter could be completely, fully understood 1,000 years from now. And the mistakes we're making today, just how 1,000 years ago, we'd say, in the same context where, how do they live without electricity, without supermarkets, without internet, without AI? In the future, 100 years from now, people will be saying, how did people in 2024 live without X, Y, Z, A, B, C? How is that possible? How do they live with ChatGPT-4? It's so basic and primitive and simplistic. How it's so slow and so stupid. How did they live with it? That there are things out there, facts, inventions, you name it, that have yet to be manifested, understood, conceptualized, codified, written down, researched, that will change our life. And the more of those we understand, by learning, cost of discovery, the better. The fewer mistakes we make, and the way of mankind is going to go. I did a video about this as well, actually, that mankind, just things get better and better. The way that mankind is going to go, we'll understand more and more things. That's powerful. That's exciting. And it's powerful because of more potential. Our ability to do more things will be greatly enhanced. This vlog, to do all this, took decades and decades and a century or two of innovation and creativity and everything coming together, multidisciplinary coming together. Powerful, powerful stuff. So learn more about the world. Learn more. That God of the gaps fallacy will be eliminated and further reduced, so you're able to articulate things, this and that and that and this. You're able to create and understand more. Powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. Yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Future Friday, plan and strategize. You will see me tomorrow.